was, were we capable of developing a broad spectrum of free software, of satisfying the public's needs? Today, we have answered that question. The remaining question is, will non-democratic governments allow us to continue serving the public? And we also face a threat from inside our computers. There is a conspiracy to redesign the computers of the future, to redesign them so that we can't really program them to do what we want. The thing that makes computers so useful is that they are general purpose computers. They are universal machines. They can be programmed to do any computation. That's exactly what this conspiracy aims to change. The idea is to arrange that there are jobs we can't program them to do, but they can't be programmed to do by us, so that they will not be real general purpose computers anymore. We call this treacherous computing. The perpetrators, the conspirators, call it trusted computing. And this is a difference of point of view. You see, they want to design the computers so that application developers can trust your computer to obey them and disobey you. From their point of view, it's trusted. From your point of view, it's treacherous. So by choosing the term, you choose whose side you're on. The companies in this conspiracy include Intel, AMD, IBM, Apple, HP, Microsoft, and I think the Hollywood as well. Now, treacherous computing would mean that DRM is not just illegal to escape from, it's impossible to escape from. And that's the goal of what they're doing. And by the way, when I say that these companies are involved in this conspiracy, this is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not guessing. They have a website. They say so. This is an admitted conspiracy. It should be illegal anyway. Companies should not be allowed to make conspiracies like this to control future technology. This should be a crime. This conspiracy should be broken up. Thus, the future of our community depends on what we value above all. There is nothing more important for us to do than teach other people to recognize the four freedoms and value them and defend them. If we gave everybody, if we could magically make free software to do every job and give it to people tomorrow they would have freedom. Would they still have freedom 5 years from now? Not necessarily, because if they don't appreciate their freedom, they'll let it slip. Someone will say, here's a nice program that does a certain job better. All you have to do to get this program is promise not to share with everyone else. And these people who don't appreciate freedom and don't recognize its importance, why would they say no? So 5 years from now, they might not have freedom anymore. 2 years ago, when people asked me, which distribution of GNU plus Linux do you recommend, there was none. There was no distribution I knew of I didn't know of any general purpose distribution that was entirely free software. You see, 10 years ago, it became normal for those who make the distributions to include some non-free software as well. And they always said to the public, as a bonus, we also give you this thing. Maybe it was Netscape or some other non-free program. And of course, when some distributors did this, the others were at a disadvantage because the public was saying to them, why don't you, the other distribution is better because it has Netscape. And so the other distributors started adding it too, and it reached a point where there was essentially no place I could send people. Now, I do know of a few entirely free distributions. The general purpose ones I know of include Ututo, Agnula, and Blag, and they're listed in the GNU Project's website, www.gnu.org. So, we're making some headway on that problem. But this shows you just how bad the bigger problem has become, the bigger problem that the people in our community don't even think about freedom. And if we don't start thinking about it more, we're going to lose it. I want to treat a few secondary themes. One secondary theme is free software and employment. If the world gets rid of proprietary software and switches to free software, how will this affect IT sector employment? Well, the first thing to realize is that there are unemployed programmers today, and there will probably be unemployed programmers in the future, probably even more of them. That's just life. No matter what happens, free software or proprietary, there will be unemployed programmers. But will there be more of them? Let's look at the IT sector. Programming is just a fraction of the IT sector. The people who can't get programming jobs can get other kinds of IT jobs. So in this fraction, a small fraction of that is proprietary software development, maybe 10%. The rest is development of special purpose custom software for a particular client to use. So, and that's not going to change. If the world insists on free software, the clients who want special purpose software will still have to pay someone to write it. So the jobs that might go away is this small fraction of the IT sector. In other words, it's no disaster. It doesn't really change the situation much. But we may not lose jobs at all. We might gain jobs. You see, free software also creates other jobs. Jobs adapting and extending free software. When a business thinks of using a proprietary program, it has two options. Take it or leave it. Use it or don't. With a free program, those two options are there, but so are many others. Make this small change, or this small change, or this small change, or this medium change, or this one, or this one, or this big change, or this big change. Almost an infinity of different changes they might want to make. And often they will make some changes. And this means paying programmers. So some jobs would disappear, and some jobs would appear. And whether this will result in a decrease or an increase, I don't know. What I can be sure of is it will not result in a disaster for IT sector employment. You don't have to worry. The second secondary topic is free software and education. Schools must use exclusively free software. There are 4 reasons for this. The most superficial reason is to save money. In every country, the school, no matter how rich it is, the schools are limited by their budget. So they should not be spending some of this limited money getting permission to use non-free software. However, some proprietary software companies get rid of this